You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, Yoziva, and Knowledge Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Welcome to the lounge, the congregation. Hope everybody's doing well. We're getting down to the wire. Today is Thursday, so the weekend is almost here. So just hanging in there. I know, seems like the closer you get to finally getting some free time, that's when things start turning up a little bit, but you're almost down to the wire. So anyway, blessings to everyone. Again, I thank y'all for still being so loyal and so supportive of my channel. And, I'm always on my community tab. Every once in a while, I'm posting things. I'm posting memes and, all sort of stuff on my community tab. That's my way of keeping in touch with y'all when I haven't been uploading in a minute. Like I said, I'm starting my agency, so close I'm getting down to the wire, I have not been able to upload a lot or whatever. So I'm trying to get to the position in which I do not work for anyone. I have not had the best of experiences working underneath others, especially female supervisors. I notice have become an ongoing issue for me in a lot of work spaces, and my last experience definitely taught me a very valuable lesson that when you work these places, you're working underneath somebody else's leadership. You have to be very careful in how you choose to approach matters within the work environment, because it can create a hostile work environment. People will try to retaliate. People will retaliate in an event that you report them, and it definitely changes the temperature as far as how y'all work with one another. So because of that, I made the ultimate decision that I really want to try to start working for myself. And I'm praying that all falls into alignment so I can get to this place. And so far so good. It's going okay, and hopefully it stays that way. So I ask that everybody please pray that my new journey will continue to keep going in the right direction, so I can finally get to that place in which not only I can become a blessing to others, but they could also become a blessing to me. Because I'm gonna have to tell y'all something. In this day and age, you have to pray about every single thing. And I'm not trying to be funny. You just don't pray about, very detrimental or serious things like your health or a loved one that passed away. You have to pray for the simple things. You don't have to wait till it get so severe that you're going into your prayer closet. You have to pray for God to align your blessings to where when you get there, all the snakes will be removed, all the bad seeds will be removed. I'm just praying for God to make sure the blessing that He has in store for me, that the foundation is on a spiritual, note. Nothing where I'm stepping into an environment in which there's chaos and in which people have bad intentions. So it's very imperative, y'all, that you pray daily, because we're up against a lot of demons out here and people who wish the worst for you. Everybody does not want to see you win. Everybody does not want to see you be successful. So just stay prayed up, y'all. Whether you've been on the same job for 30, 40 years, whether you just starting a new job, whether if you're on a job right now and you see that your spirit is not sitting well and you know you don't need to be there, but your finances and other stuff you got going on is kind of delaying you from making a move. You got to pray on these things, because I'm telling you, the enemy does not care who he sends on assignment to try to sabotage your peace and sabotage your blessings. That enemy could be your supervisor. That enemy could be your own children, sometimes your own husband. You know what I'm saying? So you got to stay prayed up, because you never know who the enemy is going to use, especially if they also are not in tune with their spirituality. But we're going to put that on the shelf, and I'm going to go ahead and deliver my sermon today. But I just thought I needed to share that with somebody who's probably going through something, right? So anyway, on my community tab, y'all know I'm always posting on there, right? And I posted a meme that says, after dating married men, do you still pray for a faithful husband, or should I mind my business? So y'all know I'm always throwing shade, but it's a funny meme, but at the same time, it speaks volumes as to the mindset of women out here in this day and age, to the Arians, to the coleslaw, to the air mattresses, to the airheads, to the mistresses, to the side chicks, the appetizers, the concubines, the succubuses, whatever you perceive these type of women to be. But basically what the meme was saying, if you look at it from a spiritual standpoint, is that, after you've been out here fornicating and committing adultery with other people's husband, do you now get to a place in which now you realize you need to start praying for a faithful husband of your own? And it's the irony, but the truth of the matter is, you have a lot of women who really, really think like this, okay? They think that after they have been, involved with multiple married men, they think now that they deserve, to have a man that's going to come into their life, that's going to be faithful to them, that's going to treat them with respect and kindness. And I will say that some women have dodged a bullet. Some women who have lived that life of the Jezebel, somehow, some way, God has mercy and grace and still blesses them with husbands. Now, we cannot pick and choose who God will bless and who God will not bless. As much as we would like to see those who have done so much wrongdoing not prosper and fail, we're not God. We don't get to pick and choose the outcome of people's bad decisions. Although we know in most cases, for the women who have made these type of decisions, that for the most part the outcome does not always turn out as a fairy tale. Everybody does not get an Alicia Keys outcome in which your husband could leave you for his whole wife and still turn around and have a whole new life of being abundantly blessed financially and still ride off into the sunset as if nothing has happened. But see, that's only because of what we see. We still really don't know. But nevertheless, we're not going to idolize any of these celebrity couples or put them on a pedestal, because we don't know every nook and cranny of their lives. We only know the parts that they display or advertise, because that is the way social media works. Nobody's going to post their failures. Nobody's going to display their regrets. Everybody is going to only highlight the wonderful things, the great things, the positive things, and that's why you cannot be envious. You cannot be jealous of other married women or, other women who seem to be in successful relationships. You do not know the challenges and the obstacles they're facing. And then finally, when these couples who we idolize and worship and give praise service to, when we find out, oh, this one was cheating or they're filing for a divorce, now we're shocked and dismayed, like, oh my goodness. And you should never be shocked when anybody divorces or when anybody finally gets to that point where they give up on love, because the truth of the matter is, nobody is perfect. None of these relationships are perfect. So you can't be shocked at people divorcing, people splitting, because marriage is about two imperfect people coming together. And not everybody has the wisdom and the patience and the knowledge to be able to overcome the obstacles and move forward and allow the situation to strengthen their marriage versus sabotage their marriage. So getting back into the whole issue at hand. Can you still recover from Jezebel behavior and still be blessed with a husband? Can you recover from that? Can you recover from not having any respect for another woman's years and another woman's tears and still come out on top? Can you still be blessed knowing you played a major part in another woman's broken heart? Can you be blessed by destroying another woman's nest? And to be realistically, and to keep it 100, not 100, you know, I'm from the South. We don't pronunciate our words correctly. To keep it 100, the answer to this is yes and no. And in a magical world, I would love to say no. But as I stated before, I'm not God. I don't have the amount of grace he has. So, that's what makes us different from him. You know, we spare grace to who we want to spare grace to, and sometimes we don't spare any grace at all. And believe it or not, don't think it hasn't been other people who didn't count you out, who saw you messed up, who saw you made bad decisions. And I'm not talking about, you know, in the case of they caught you messing with somebody's husband or something like that, but it's things that you may have done or decisions you have made that other people wanted to see God count you out. Like, who is she? She deserves, after she messed up over here, she don't deserve to get blessed. After she messed up over there, she don't deserve. We don't get to pick and choose who deserves to be blessed and who doesn't. That's why I said yes and no. God's grace is abundantly sufficient. He has a grace that the majority of us are not supernaturally equipped enough to even understand or fathom how his grace operates. We've seen murderers, okay, who we know committed heinous crimes only to be found not guilty, only to have to serve a couple of years, only have to serve house arrest, when we know that their decisions impacted innocent individuals, people who lost loved ones that they'll never see again, people who became so severely injured from their actions that they can't walk again, or they have to depend on a machine. You know, we've seen people make really bad, terrible decisions that impact others, yet the grace of God still said, yes, I know this person took a life. Yes, I know this person caused somebody to be permanently injured. Yes, I know this person's decisions caused the whole family, an abundant amount of pain, but I still chose to give this person grace. And that's the same way it works with side chicks and concubines. Some women were able to still be blessed after destroying another woman's nest. Do I agree? No, I do not. However, don't think that God is not dealing with them in other ways in which you cannot see. And your mind is like, oh wow, she was able to get away with taking out woman's husband, and you know she's still on the come up. She's still got a beautiful home. You know, she still has beautiful children. They're still riding off into the sunset while his poor wife, ex-wife, is distraught. She has to keep taking medication because she has all the PTSD from all the trauma she experienced with the disrespect. How is it his wife that was a good woman, she's struggling with trying to get her life together while he, on the other hand, was able to just move on with his mistress and ride off into the sunset and live a wonderful life. Do not be deceived. Just because you don't see it, it does not mean God is not standing on business. Why? Because he's a man of his word, and his word is going to stand. Don't think because you don't see people who have done wrong things, who have betrayed people, who have disrespected marriages. Don't think that God is still not standing on business. Don't think he's still not holding them accountable. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know how many arguments. You don't understand the lack of trust, because you can't get with somebody else's husband and think that you're not going to have insecurity issues. Women who have side chicks who have ended up with someone's husband after the marriage has dissolved itself due to his actions of violating the oath of his marriage, and because now he sees there's no other options, there's no place else to go. Don't think behind closed doors because we don't see it, because it's not posted on Instagram, because they're not talking about it. It does not mean that they are not suffering the repercussions. God honors marriage. Whether you think marriage is honorable or not, it does not change what God says about marriage. Exodus chapter 20 verses 14. You shall not commit adultery. It's as simple as that. You do not have the right to deal with somebody else's husband. Now, you have a lot of these mistresses, you have a lot of these side chicks who appear to those on the outside looking in like they're not bothered, they're not pressed. You have Arion air mattress that seems to be unbothered, carefree, that she played a significant role in the termination of a spiritual marital union. But don't think for a second that she's not paying for it behind closed doors. The fact that that Martell will still not marry her, and he never will. And put it this way, if he does, he'll damn near be a hospice husband by the time he decides to make that decision. Meaning he damn near got to be 70, 80 years old in his deathbed, or close to dying, in which he'll need a personal nurse, a female to physically come out to the nursing home and check on him and see about him. If Arion hangs in there long enough, and if Martell doesn't find anybody else besides Arion, that is most likely what's going to end up happening. She may get him to marry her once he becomes close to having to enter the hospice. He damn near has to be sickly. You have a lot of men that act so egotistical, but something about when their body or when their health starts declining, that is when they usually are the most humble, because they want a woman to take care of them. They need a woman that's going to change their pissy sheets when he starts having uncontrollable bladder issues due to his medical issues, or once his health starts declining, or things start medically going wrong within his body. He realizes that as a man he cannot nurture himself. Why do you think a lot of some of these men, they damn near wait till they 65, 72, 75 when they majority of them been bachelors or been married just one time and never remarried again? Why you think a lot of them wait till they get so old? And now they want a wife because men are not gifted in nurturing. That is a gift that women have been blessed with, the gift of nurturing. So in most cases, when he gets really bad off, that is when he chooses to lock himself in with the woman who's going to change his diapers. It depends. Like I said, going to change the sheets when he pisses up the sheets. Going to iron, cook for him. Things that he took for granted during his youth when he was in good health, when he was in good shape. Things that he took for granted. And I believe if he ever were to marry, that's what Martell would do. He would wait till he becomes a hospice husband. You have a lot of these men, they play games. The majority of their manhood, they lie, manipulate. Live their youth just sexually exploiting themselves by being with multiple women. Some of them create multiple children. And see, when life starts to catch up, when you no longer have the same strength and the same energy to go out here raw dogging multiple women in your 60s and 70s like you did in your 20s and 30s, it starts to catch up with you. This myth that only women hit the wall, they done forgot men hit the concrete too. If women hit the wall, then men hit the goddamn concrete. We all have a season in which, as we age, as we get older, we no longer have the strength to live the lifestyle that we used to live. Things start to catch up with you. Same thing for you women. All you females who've been promiscuous and your teens and your 20s, you already burnt out before you even get to your 30s. And you wonder why some women, when they get to their 40s, they now all of a sudden having babies. They now out there partying. And in the back of your mind, you're like, why is this old lady partying? Why is she having a baby now? Because she did all of that in her teens. While y'all was already young single mothers, wilding out, being promiscuous, she was most likely still living the life of a teenager. Going to the skating rink, going to the mall, still being within her youth, still channeling her youth. Some of y'all made yourselves grown women before your time. Some of y'all was 13 or 14 and giving a blowjob better than a 25 and a 30-year-old. You live your life fast in a fast lane. You will burn yourself out before you get in your middle 30s or early 40s. During your youth is really when you're supposed to enjoy being a youth. You should not be, this is my opinion, you should not be anybody's mother under the age of 20. That's just my opinion. You should be living your life, learning yourself, enjoying yourself, dating. But everybody's different. For some people, it worked for them. They became young mothers. Now their children are grown. Do whatever you do. It's not up for debate. Nobody got to come in my comment section because you feeling some type of way because you had yours at 15, 16. Because women, y'all quit to get offended. Anytime somebody speaks on something similar to your situation, you want to get mad. And you want to make it seem like your case is the exception to the rule. I don't give a damn about no exceptions to the rules. I'm just saying that. Because somebody, why is you knocking me? I was 13, 14, but I was married. I really don't care about the exceptions. What I'm saying is, basically, you should be a young woman still learning yourself. You should not be a young woman with grown woman responsibilities and you still don't know who you are. Because that is the problem with a lot of young women out here. And that's why they're miserable. They got kids they don't want. Got kids they don't want to be bothered with, leaving them on mama, daddy, and everybody else. Chose to get knocked up from a pookie because you did not know who you were when you had these children. It's important to know who you are, because when you know who you are, you're not just going to pick anybody to have a child from. But I'm digressing. You have these side chicks who realize they're getting older, options are getting limited. I done hold round, I done played round, I stayed in my Jezebel aura, in my Jezebel era. And now that is no longer working for me. I don't have dudes knocking down my door. I'm not that 110 size. I done big back myself, you know what I mean? I'm 130, 140. I just don't, I'm no longer in my youth to where I got it like that. You know what I mean? I realize now I need a companion. I need a partner. I need a man that's going to provide and take care of me. But see, I did not think about any of that when I was out here fornicating, messing with multiple men, or out here committing adultery, having sexual relations with other people's husbands. I saw nothing wrong with it. I felt it was a badge of honor. You have a lot of women that get high off the notion of men just desiring them, but not wanting to build with them. Any man can desire you, but does he want to build a life with you? Desiring something it's temporary. It's just a temporary feeling. But when somebody wants to build with you, that means they want something stable, solid, fulfilling, something for the long haul, not something just for the moment. And the problem is a lot of women have allowed themselves to become something just for the moment, and when they get older they realize they no longer want to be a moment. They no longer want to be had. They want to actually be kept. And this is why you have women like Ariana Air Mattress. She is still hanging around because Ariana, like many side chicks, know their options are limited. There's nowhere to go. This is what happens when you dance with the devil too long. Now that you're ready to sit down and take a seat because your feet hurting, your back hurting, and all of that, now the devil is still not done dancing with you. He's still entertaining with you, playing with your feelings, playing with your emotions, because he knows that you're desperate. And he's capitalizing off of that. So when you get involved with these married men, and you do end up with them, it's not a badge of honor, it's by default. Most of the time, if you do end up with somebody else's husband, it's number one because the wife left. My thing is, if a married woman had to leave her husband for you to be free with them, you already at a default. You at a disadvantage. Because that meant that man really did not want to leave. Air Mattress got Martell by default. If Melody would have never left, Martell would have still been there, still taking Mel's money so him and Ariana could go out to eat. Because we all know that they totally not enjoying the luxury of Mel's money anymore. Because, like I said, they don't went from Ruth Chris to Applebee's. Okay? So, when a woman when a married woman, if somebody's wife gives you their husband, if that's not a major red flag, I don't know what is. Because if his own wife no longer saw any value in him, even with all of, even with all of his bad decisions and bad judgment, because a lot of men have made mistakes and their wives still stand by them. Their wives still stick with them. Okay, Martella's not the first man who cheated. We know multiple women who have stood by their cheating husbands. But the fact that a woman is no longer willing to stand by her cheating husband, knowing you in the picture, because you got some women that will stick with their husband just so the side chick cannot have him fully. But the fact that she's willing to give him up completely, that already says you ending up with somebody else's husband is not an honor. You actually ended up with somebody else's trash. Because what do we do with trash? We discard it. We throw it away. Have y'all ever known anyone to cry about trash? Let me ask y'all something. I know y'all probably have trash collectors that come and collect your trash one day out the week. Like my trash people, they come every Thursday. I have not cried one time at anything about anything I've ever thrown out. You know why? Because I've only trashed things that no longer held any value, that were not meaningful, that had no purpose. Melody divorcing Martell, basically she discarded trash. Know why? Because she no longer saw any value in him. Why? Because he did not value her. He did not value his children. He did not value his marital vows before God. So when a married woman leaves her husband, that's not nothing to celebrate. And for Ariana Air Mattress to be proud of that, it just goes to show you her mindset. And believe it or not, you do have people that are trash collectors. Air Mattress is a trash collector. You got some people that intentionally, and I'm going to say this with all due respect, right? Because this has nothing to do with people that's out there in the struggle, people that's out there homeless, nothing like that. Because everybody didn't create, things to happen to them. Sometimes life just happens, right? But I want y'all to follow me. Just stay in the right lane. Stay in the lane with me. Most people who go around collecting trash is because they don't have the means or the resources to get things brand new. They can't afford it. Okay? So most people who go around collecting trash is because they themselves would rather get something that other people had, no longer value, no interest in, and try to make something of it. You could throw out an old bed we'll put it this way. You could throw out an old table with one of the arms missing. The table needs a paint job. It's squeaky. It's not stable. Somebody else will pick up that table and they will either make a new leg to replace the leg that was broken under it. They will fix that leg that was broken. They will repaint that whole table and try to make it out of something nice to where nobody can't see how raggedy it was when they first purchased it. Now, with things that are very possible. I've brought old things and painted it up, fixed it up. But when we're talking about human beings and people, you can't always fix up raggedy ass people from raggedy situations. Sometimes trash is just where it needs to be. in the trash, in the dumpster. And in many cases, the way you get it, in most cases, the way you get it is how you lose it. So the other part of, ending up with somebody else's husband, in the event you still dealing with them because the wife left, you got to worry about, is he going to do it to you now? Now you have to watch your back. Because you in your heart know you helped him to cheat on his wife with him. Now you got to worry about, is his eyes going to be looking somewhere else? Is there somebody else out there that he's going to desire? Is there somebody else that there he's going to creep with? If he did it with his own wife, and this is a no-brainer. When a man cheats on his wife and ends up with you and his wife leaves him, he's going to cheat on you too. You have to realize you condition people to treat you a certain way. The fact that you were willing to still lay with him, still play with him, knowing he had a wife, he feels at that point anything else is free game. If Arion for a second, if Air Mattress thinks that Martell is ever going to respect her, she is sadly mistaken. She tolerated everything he's ever done with his wife, with her. At this point, he knows it's fair game when it comes to Air Mattress, that no matter what he does, she's going to accept it. Whenever you give a man no boundaries, first of all, you can't even give a man, let me start by saying this. You can't even give a married man boundaries because he's already joined to another woman. So that's the first mistake. This is why getting involved with a married man, you're doomed from the start, because you can't even give him restrictions. What does it look like you telling a married man who has a wife and a family, oh, I don't want you seeing no other women other than your wife? Do y'all realize how pathetic that sounds? I better be your only side chick. You better not have no other side chicks on the outside of me as your side chick. You can't even place any rules. You can't place any morals on top of any immorals. That's like you robbing a bank. And the bank catches you, and you gonna tell the bank, all right now, I know I stole that check, but I don't need y'all letting nobody else use that check either. I mean, what's the irony in that? That is what you signed up for. So as the side chick, keep in mind, you would never be respected because you accepted his wrongdoing from the start. And because you played a role in that, you was a willing volunteer, not a victim. He's going to feel when it comes to you, he could always do what he wants. And you're supposed to understand it because you understood it when he was married to his wife. You understood the assignment and you still participated. So you already setting yourself up for failure, because with the married man, you cannot require anything of him. You cannot set rules. You cannot set regulations. You cannot say, hey, this is how I want to be treated. This is how I expect you to do for me. He'll do it for a little while, but after a while, he's going to forget his place with you, because you have to realize you dealt with him knowing he was involved with someone else. So that's the catch. The next thing about, ending up with somebody else's husband is that as you get older, you're going to realize you want more for yourself. I don't care how much you lie to yourself and say, well, I'll take what he's willing to give me because you so desperate or you dickmatized or whatever got you holding on. You're going to want more. Ariana Air Mattress cannot convince me that she's okay with where she is with Martell. Now, she may be okay now as far as Melody's out the picture. Now her and Martell can freely go places, be together, do things together in that aspect. But she still wants more of Martell. She wants to be his wife. You're going to want more. I don't care what you lie and tell yourself right now because you want him so bad. You don't mind just being around him. You don't mind him keeping you as a blanket, as a comfort. As time goes on, the more you're around this man, the more you invest in your time, the more you invest in your passion into him, you're going to seek more. Air Mattress cannot convince me. I don't care how much they go to Applebee's or Longhorn or Outback Steakhouse. She cannot tell me that she's content with where she is right now with Martell. This girl wants Martell to marry her, to build a home. Not just stay together or be around each other. Build a home, meaning get a house with her name on it, his name on it. Little Chucky with his own room, and they having a garden in the backyard, a swimming pool. She wants a real life with Martell. She's not down with the just going to Applebee's and going to the zoo and picking up some Popeye's chicken. She wants more with Martell, but what it is, Martell is not making the next move. And because she wants him so bad, she's willing to work with the kibbles and bits and the crumbles that he's offering. But that's really not what she wants. If Martell told her today, babe, let's go get married. Let's go to the courthouse and get married. That girl will break her neck. Even if he bought her a ring, you know, from Avon. She'll go for it. And you know, she'll be fake and flex that Avon ring like it's a real ring. And you know, that's why our sisters are blogging like Caramel Real and True Tea and all them going to have to do their research and find out that that same ring came out of Avon. Because you know, the bloggers be on there, honey. They going to bust her ass out. And she'll be live again showing that damn ring. That's really what she wants. Martell ain't going there. Why? Because you accepted me at my worst. You accepted me, but knowing I was somebody's husband. So why should I have to step my game up and become your husband? You knew what it was. You accepted me when I belonged to somebody. So why should I belong to you? You accepted me when I was taken. So why should I officialize anything with you? You done already showed me you will settle for anything when it comes to me. So why should I be a man enough all of a sudden to be motivated to get to a place in which I'm willing to give you the best of me? You accepted me at my worst. So why should I give you my best? You accepted me knowing I was a cheater. So why should I be faithful to you? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Is there anybody in here? Is it not marinating what I am saying? When you accept a man, when he's at fault, you want him to be faithful to you? When you met him, he was cheating with you on his wife. All of a sudden now, he's supposed to learn his lesson and make you his wife after he lost his first wife? It just amazes me how a lot of you women think. What makes you think you're so special? He gonna do right by you. Why? Because you stood by him when he was cheating on his wife? Let me tell you the crazy thing about men, right? Do y'all not know men don't respect women who will be involved with them while they are married? I know y'all don't want to believe that. Men don't respect you when you choose to get involved with them while they are married. Now, the irony is they will sleep with you, though. They will have sex with you, though. They will jeopardize their marriage to get involved with you. That's the irony. But when you're dealing with a man of the world versus a man of the spirit who's in God and not in the world, he sees nothing wrong with his actions and how it affects everybody else that has to be involved and deal with him. This is the irony. They will cheat on their wife but not respect you for participating with them in cheating with their wife. You have to understand how hypocritical the married man is. He don't want you, but he'll jeopardize his marriage to be with you. He'll sleep with you, but will not marry you. He'll sit up here and tell you all these lies about his wife. She don't really be pleasing me. She really don't be taking care of me. She ain't got no time for me. Every time I tell her we need to spend more time, she act like she's so busy. And she got to work. She got to cook. She got to clean. She always putting everybody before me. She be putting the kids before me. He will complain and cry and bicker about everything his wife is depriving him of. But you know what the funny part is? He's saying all of it, but he's not making the first move to leave. He will say, I'm not happy, but he won't leave his wife. He will say, I'm not being sexually satisfied, but you won't leave your wife. He's saying, she don't please me like you please me. She don't do the things for me that you do. But he won't leave her for you. Why she had to be the one to leave him? The fact that a man's wife had to leave him for him to want to come back to me, I'm already going to feel, first of all, I would never get involved with somebody else's husband, but that'll automatically make me feel even worse. You're only over here, you're only with me because she don't want you. So it took your wife not to want you in order for you to want me. Any woman who accepts this just really shows your lack of value as a woman. This shows how you see yourself as a woman. The choices you make with the man, it really demonstrates how you perceive yourself as a woman. You can't value yourself to be excited about earning somebody's man at default. That's like if you run in a race and you trip and break your foot when you close to the finish line and they give you a trophy anyway. That's a pity trophy. I really did not earn that trophy. I didn't officially cross that red ribbon and come in first place. You're only giving me the prize as a pity because you feel sorry for me. Well, you didn't participate, so like every kid would get that happy attendance. Even kids who you knew wasn't in school all the time got a participation award. You don't see the value in it when you only get something based off of default. Anytime a man has to lose a whole marriage and a family for you to finally get his attention full time, that's not a badge of honor. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Big ups to all my mods. if y'all are in the building. Big ups to all my members if you're in the building. If this is your first time here checking out my content for the first time ever, subscribe, join the family. We always have a good time over here. I don't always do celebrity tea, but I give capital T in truth, because this is something that a lot of young women, women of all ages, it's necessary that we utilize our wisdom and our spiritual discernment, because we're getting older. We don't have time to be wasting. How much longer you going to stay that man's side chick? How much longer he going to keep giving you that line? I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I just got to tie some things up. I'm still working on some stuff. I can't do it too fast. If I do it too fast, I'm going to mess things up and put us in a worse predicament. How many times you going to, keep feeding into that same lie? But yeah, this is what happens when, you choose to make yourself, the ride or die chick at default. He's only with you because there's no other options. There's no place else to go. And while he's with you, he's still shortchanging you. Okay, Martell has all the room to marry now. He won't. Y'all can go get a big old beautiful home now. Y'all act like y'all got all this money. Go get a home, go get married, have more children. Why is he not making that next move? It's just the irony. It's the audacity for me. It's the audacity to think you are entitled to a faithful man after you played a part in somebody's husband being unfaithful. It's the irony. Anyway, y'all leave y'all comment below. Let me know what you think about this. And I will be reading the comments to see what y'all have to say about this. The audacity of you deserve a faithful man after you done been with somebody else's husband. Y'all, don't make me laugh. I really, not today. Not today, and tomorrow don't look so good either. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. It's your girl, your diva and knowledge lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. And I will be chopping it up and talking to y'all soon. Take care.